guys, we're finally to the last worksheet, worksheet number 8, video 8, and this one is dealing with volume. Now we know that volume is length times width times height, so you'll always just need to write that on your paper. Length times width times height. Okay, now this first one is dealing in inches. So our length is going to be, remember length is how long it runs across the page. Well, it doesn't have it down here, but we do know that this one is equal to it. Our width is how deep it goes into the page, and it doesn't have it here, but we know that this is the same thing. So we have 4 here also, and then our height is 6 inches. So 4 times 4, we know 4 times 4 is 16. And then go to the side and do the math. 16 times 6. 6 times 6 is 36, carry the 3. 6 times 1 is 6, plus the 3 is 9. So we have 96. Now, on the test, it's probably going to have just a 96 there. It may even have just a 96 inches there. It may also have a 96 inches squared, but we know that belongs to area. Remember that we are dealing in volume, which is 3-dimensional, length, width, and height. So you're looking for the one that specifically is 96 inches cubed. Okay, on number 2. Now this one's a little different. We're still using the same formula. It's still volume equals length times width times height. But this time it says X inches. Well, we don't know. But they did give us the volume on this one, so we just plug in what we know. We know that the volume is 90, because they told us that. We know that the length is 3 inches, because this is the length and that's the same, so 3. The width, how deep it goes into the page, is equal. Those are the same, so 6. And then the height, but we don't know it. So that's our missing part. Okay, so let's just figure out what we do have. 3 times 6 is 18 times the height. Okay, so now let's think. Okay, all I'm trying to find out is what would I have to multiply 18 by to get the height? To get 90. Well, I could figure that out. I take 90, divide it by 18. 18 won't go into 9, so I placeholder 0. And just find us a starting place. I think it'll go about 8 times, so I'm going to check that. 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 6 is 15. Well, that's quite a bit too big, isn't it? So let's drop down a couple. Let's do 18 times 6. 6 times 8 is 48, carry the 4. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 4 is 10. So that's still just a little bit too big. So that tells me for sure now that my number's probably 5. 5 times 8 is 40, carry the 4. 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 4 that we carried is 9. And that's exactly what we needed. So now we know that this is 90. If we subtract, we get 0. So this is my height. X is equal to 5, because 18 times 5 would give me 90. Now on this one, they're also going to try and trick you. They may have a 5, just a 5 inches on there. They may have a 5 inches squared. That's area. They may have a 5 inches cubed, but that's not what we were looking for. We already know the volume. We were looking for just the height, so it will just be 5 inches. The height itself is not cubed, so be very careful. They will try and fool you. Okay, number 3. We're still dealing with volume. So we know that our formula is going to be volume equals length times width times height. On this one, we're going to act like that little 3's not there right now. Let me just move it just a little bit so we can still see our numbers. Okay. Our length, it's not on the bottom, but we know this is the same, so our length is 8. Our width, how deep it goes into the page, doesn't have it here, but it's the same as here, so it's 7. And our height is 3. So 8 times 7 is 56. And then go to the side to do your 56 times 3. 3 times 6 is 18. Carry your 1. 3 times 5 is 15, plus the 1 that we carried is 16. So our volume is 168. We were dealing in meters. And remember, since they were asking us for the volume, you're looking for the one that has the 3 on it, the one that is cubed. Okay, the next one, this is one where they've left out a part again. They're asking us, what's the length of it? What is y centimeters? Well, we don't know, but we do know some stuff. We know that volume is equal to length times width times height. They gave me the volume. They told me that was 98. I don't know the length. That's still what I'm looking for. I do know the width, how deep it goes into the page. That's 2. And I know that the height is 7. So let me just work with what I do have. Okay, so 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, so my question to myself is, what would I have to multiply 14 by to get 98? So I go to the side and I divide. 98 divided by 14. It won't go into 9, so we placeholder 0. And let's see, let's try 7. I'm just thinking 7 because 7 times 4 is 28 and that ends with an 8. So 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 1 is 7 plus 2 is 9. So yeah, I got lucky that time, didn't I? 7. So, but they're gonna have different answers on there for you now. You are looking just for the width. So you're looking for the one that is just 7 centimeters. They may try and fool you and put a cube on there, but it's only cubed if you're actually looking for the volume. And we weren't looking for the volume. We were just looking for the width. Number 5. Now this one works the same way. We just have a decimal point in there, but we know how to do decimals, so that's no problem. We know that volume is equal to length times width times height. This one, they give us the volume because they're asking us what's the width, how deep does it go into the page, z feet. So we have 60. We know the length is 7.5. We don't know the width, but we do know that the height is 4. So I'll deal with what I do know. 7.5 times 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry my 2. 4 times 7 is 28. Plus the 2 that I carried is 30. Now, we're working with the decimal. So how many digits are behind the decimal in the whole problem will be behind the decimal in the answer. So that's only 1. So only 1. So my width, what I have together is 30. So I still don't know my width, but I do know my whole volume. So I'm just thinking out loud, what do I have to multiply 30 by to get 60? Okay, that one I think we could probably do in our head, but we'll go over here and do it anyway, just in case. We know 30 won't go into 6. I know 3 will go into 6 2 times, so I think 30 will go into 60 2 times. 2 times 0 is 6. 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 3 is 6. We subtract, we have no remainder. So we do find out that our width, what we were looking for, is equal to 2. 2 what? 2 feet. Now on this one, we're not solving for the volume, so we're just looking for 2 feet. If we were solving for volume, we would be looking for feet squared, but it was just for the width. Okay, last problem on last worksheet. Woohoo! Okay, and they made it easy for us. We know volume is length times width times height, and they gave us a cube, so they're all the same. So 9 times 9 times 9. Math facts, we know 9 times 9 is 81. And then we can go to the side to figure out the 81 times 9. So 81 times 9. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 8 is 17. So my volume is 179. But now in this one, we were looking for volume, so we are definitely looking for the one that has a 3, 179 inches cubed. Peace, guys.